Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here with you all on a Saturday. What do you need from yoga this morning? Stretching.
Movement.
Stretching and movement. Yes, for movement. Okay. Any parts of the body that we want to move? Neck and shoulders. Neck and shoulders. Okay.
Hips.
Hips. Oh, those darn hips. Yes, you can absolutely move the hips and the neck and the shoulders. Okay, well then with that, let's get going. Again, I'll leave the door open just for another moment as people are settling in, and I'll go close that in a moment. So that just might mean we get some extra sounds coming into the space for those first few moments. As that noise comes in, let it be part of your centering, of noticing the distractions, and then letting that be like, that's a distraction, let me come back here. So just let the noise be part of the experience as we start to settle in. So come to a nice tall seat. And I like to sit up on something just to help my pelvis have a little more freedom. So if you're noticing you feel some restriction in your pelvis, you might try sitting up on a block, a bolster, or a blanket. And once you find your seat, absolutely no rush. Take a deep breath in and shrug your shoulders all the way up towards your ears. Open mouth, sideways, the shoulders drop down. Oh, that sounded so good. Let's do that a couple more times. Big breath in, lift the shoulders all the way up. And one more time. Now encourage the breath to come in and out the nose with some amount of ease, whatever ease means to you in this moment. See if your attention can arrive on the very first part of the inhale where you feel it arriving through the nostrils. The moment where air becomes breath. And as the attention continues to follow the breath pattern, to notice as that air continues to travel in through the navel cavity. And eventually, it takes its whole journey into the depths of the lungs. And once you feel your breath in the lungs, that at some point, it starts to press out, which is actually different oxygen, different air, leaving. And yet it's all connected, it's interwoven. Welcome for those of you who are joining us online. We're really glad you're here. This thing that we do every day, every moment of the day, we breathe. And yet, the amount of time we spend noticing it is not usually all day. For some of us, it might be a couple of minutes, a couple of breaths. Maybe some of us focus on the breath for longer periods of time. And this is just one of the many miracles that exists within our body in every moment. Take the next 5 breaths to simply witness this particular miracle of breathing. It doesn't actually matter how many breaths you've taken. Take this one last breath here in this seat. Take a deep breath in and feel the bottom of the exhale as you breathe away. When you come to the bottom of your exhale, use the following inhale to reach both arms all the way up and overhead. Hinging from your hips, start to fold forward. Let the hands touch down on the ground in front of you and just pause here for a moment. Hands heavy to the earth. The chin slightly curled into yourself. And this same breathing, the same miracle that's occurring within you starts to fill the back of the body. Can you observe the rise and fall of the space just below the shoulder blades? To bear witness to all of these subtle ways in which we are alive. Take one more breath where you are. Then from the base of your spine, unfurl, come all the way up to sit tall, shrug the shoulders all the way up towards the ears, and big sigh out the mouth, release the shoulders down and away. If you're in a cross-legged seat, take a moment to switch which leg is in front, as long as your knees and ankles, hips say that's okay. Once you come back to your seat, take an inhale to reach both arms all the way up and overhead. Bring the palms together overhead. The eyes might even be open for a moment. And then watching the thumbs, let the thumbs come down on the forehead. And trace the thumbs from the forehead across the nose, the lips, the chin, the throat, till the thumbs eventually rest at the sternum. And when the thumbs rest at the sternum, the chin slightly bows. And take the attention to the palms, the space where the two palms connect. The texture of your finger pads, the spaces that don't quite connect. And then the edge of your thumb that rests against the sternum, the bone here that connects the two buttresses of the ribs together. And that this incredible encasing of the rib cage is covering some of the most vulnerable parts of our human body. The lungs and the heart working in unison to make sure all of our body has circulation, has movement. Let the attention rest on this miracle within our experience, within our body. The beat of our heart. And that it does it every moment. And just like our breath, so often unaware, unacknowledged. Maybe a moment of observing and appreciating this part of our humanness. Just a few more breaths here, and I'll leave just a moment of quiet here. Take this one more breath as you are. And inhale, sweep both arms all the way up and overhead, really reach through the fingertips. And as you exhale, twist to the right, let the hands float down wherever it feels comfortable for you. So one hand might be on the thigh or the knee, the other to the floor, or even the sacrum sometimes feels nice behind. And once you find your twist, to let the chin start to move from one shoulder to the other. I'm just gonna bring music back in here for a moment. After a few times of moving your chin from one shoulder to the other, bring your chin so that it's parallel to the way you're facing. So somewhere over to the right side of the room is likely true. Then drop your chin towards your chest and roll your left ear towards your left shoulder, which is the one more towards the front of the room. Just pause here. As you reach through the right fingertips, you might find more space across the side of the neck. And if you want a little more intensity, sometimes bringing that hand that's behind you towards the left hip, wrapping it around the back, can create just a little more sensation across the collarbone or the jaw. Roll the chin down towards the chest. Keep your left hand on the leg wherever it's resting. Then lift your chin and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And side bend over towards the window side of the room. Take a deep breath and look up to the arm. And as you exhale, cactus the elbow. And we'll just do that a couple of times, inviting some movement in the shoulder joint itself. As we move today, can you take the times that you notice the body to see if you can notice the appreciation that can come from the ability to move, to breathe, to be alive. The next time you're reaching the arm long, take that same arm, the right arm, and bring it all the way over towards the left leg, crossing the arms, curl the upper back, rounding it towards the space behind you. Breathe into the upper back, inhale here, and exhale here. Use an inhale to reach the spine long, reach both arms all the way up and overhead, and as you exhale, cactus the elbows. Breathe in, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, twist towards the left. Once you find your twist, the chin moves from one shoulder to the other, just like we did on the other side. Now, I know we all have different relationships with our bodies, and that some of us might have areas that we prefer not to think about. We might just have a frustrated relationship with our body, or whatever might be true. Some of us might feel really good in our body. So as I encourage you to explore the ideas of the places within our body that allow this experience of being here, know that that's within the amount that works for your relationship with your body. The next time your chin comes through the middle line where your chest is pointing, pause. Then drop your chin down towards your chest and roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Reaching through the backhand or wrapping it around towards the opposite hip, towards the right hip. So taking that idea, this idea of noticing, in whatever way calls to you this morning. Take one more breath where you are. Then the chin rolls down towards the chest. The chin lifts and the back arm lifts towards the ceiling. Find a side bend towards the inside of the room. Pausing here, encourage the left sit bone to press down to whatever you're sitting on. Take one more big breath in, and as you exhale, cactus the left elbow. Breathe and reach the arm long. Do it 2 more times, following your breath. And after the 3rd time, when you've cactused the elbow that last time, reach through the fingertips. Then rotate so that the hand comes all the way to the opposite knee, curling the back. Take 3 breaths into the upper back, maybe sighing out the mouth, which can sometimes release the tension that we feel either in the mind, the shoulders, the jaw. One last go of that. Big breath in. Maybe it leaves out the mouth. Long spine inhale, sweep both arms all the way up and overhead. Breath out, cactus the elbows. Breathe and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And hinging at your hips so the hands touch down towards the ground. Take a moment here. And consider if there's anything else that you need to invite into your practice. Is there something that brought you here today that you need to leave a little bit of space for? And if so, let that become part of your breath practice, part of your movement practice. We'll make our way to a tabletop pose. Some of us will pull into our hands right here and roll over the shins. And some of us will sit back up to a seat first, unwind the legs, and then find the way to a tabletop shape. And when you find your tabletop shape, to give yourself the next few breaths to simply move the spine in whatever way is working for you. So that could be cat-cow if you want something that might be more familiar, more known. Or you might get a little more creative with it. You choose. At some point, complete the movement here by finding your way to a melting heart pose, Anahatasana, sometimes called happy pose. The hips stay over your knees, but let the upper body slide forward so that the forehead either comes to rest on the floor or a block. Once you find Anahatasana, melting heart pose, then come back to the awareness of the rib cage. For a moment, let the rib cage soften towards the ground, and then imagine the front of the rib hugging towards the back of the ribs. Lift slightly out of the shape, and then soften back in. Let heart sink towards the earth. Let this small pulsation exist for a few more rounds. Breathe in, feel the lungs, the ribs lift towards the back body, and then soften back down towards the earth. On your next breath out, let the elbows come down towards the earth and lift to a tabletop position with the elbows on the earth. It's a little bit different than when our hands are on the ground. And from here, spread the shoulder blades away from each other, pushing the space between the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, sliding the shoulder blades towards the outer shoulders. And then sink the heart down, hugging the shoulder blades towards each other. Do this a couple of times. Sometimes it feels pretty similar to cat-cow, but it's a little more isolated in the upper back. The next breath, though, come to a place of in-between. So neither really wide apart and neither touching. Once you find that space, pressing into the forearms, tuck the toes, and lift to a dolphin shape. Let the hips lift. Send the heart back towards the thighs. And you get to decide how long of a dolphin pose this is. So the further the feet are behind you, the less intense it is on the shoulders, but the more work it is on the core. And the more you bring your legs up further towards the elbows, the more stretch you'll find in the back of the legs, and more strength in the shoulders. Take one more breath here in this shape. Then come to a forearm plank position. Walk your feet back, maybe knees lower, maybe they stay lifted. Pulling the heart forward. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath away. One more inhale, getting as long from heels to crown of head as possible. Then lower to Sphinx pose, pelvis lowers to the ground, elbows stay underneath the shoulders. Breathe in, pull into the forearms, widening across the chest. And then as you exhale, push into the forearms, look toward your own body. And let's just do that a couple of times. Breathe in, widen the heart. And breath out, round it. If you wanted more intensity, you can press into the forearms and the tops of the feet, lifting as you curl in. So the pelvis lifts, the knees lift. And then lower the pelvis down, widening across the heart. Up to you if you want to add that intensity or to keep the movement in the upper back. Take 2 more rounds of whatever choice you've made. After the last round, slide both arms all the way out in front of you, Danda Pranam. Forehead comes down towards the earth, hands heavy towards the floor. Can there be a moment of gratitude? Whether that gratitude is for something like the breath, your morning coffee, likely not your coffee breath, but something, however small, however big it might be. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. And then once the hands are underneath the shoulders, make your way to a tabletop pose. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then from that space, the right knee stays where it's at, but the right foot goes wide. Then send your left foot back so that we're in a version of side plank with the right knee down, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling. Encourage the outer edge of the back foot to push to the earth. Cactus the top arm, and then reach the top arm towards the front of the room. We'll just do that a couple of times. Once again, embedding some movement in the shoulder. And you can keep this movement, but you might also start to find some other ways of moving the shoulder joint, just really getting into all of the little crevices, spaces where there might be some resistance. Take just one more breath, moving in whatever way you're moving. Then bring both hands back to the floor and swivel so that the left toes are tucked, the heel is lifted. And with the left toes tucked, we're headed to a 3-legged downward facing dog. The right leg lifts all the way up back. Open up the right hip, take the heel towards the glutes, and make some big circles with your right knee. If you'd rather do this in tabletop, that is a great variation. Take some of the pressure out of the shoulders, out of the wrists. If you're making circles with the top leg, eventually bring the right foot back down, so either tabletop or downward facing dog. And take a couple of breaths in stillness here. I really appreciate that
Folks are choosing the versions that are working best for them today. And so if you notice your eyes wandering to others in the room, trying to decide what's the better option, can we invite the gaze inward instead so that we can instead feel what is the best option based on your own experience in your body? When you're ready, right leg lifts up and back from either down dog or tabletop. And as you exhale, bring the right knee towards the nose. The leg goes back, breath in. And step the right foot forward between the hands. Take as many steps as it takes. And whether you choose to have hands on the floor or blocks is up to you. I really like blocks because it gives me more space across my chest to breathe. Inhale, straighten-ish the right leg. And exhale, bend into the right knee. We're just doing that a couple of times. So as we explore bending and straightening the front leg, what sensations draw your attention? And it's okay if the answer is there aren't any. One of the times that you bend into the right knee, start to transfer some weight into the right leg, walking the hands with or without the blocks forward so that the left leg can lift up and back behind you. And it's kind of lazy, so don't worry about what the left leg is doing so much yet. Bend into the knee and make some circles with the left knee. Putting as much weight into the right foot as you can so that the hands are as light as possible on your block or the floor, whatever you're touching. Make sure you do a couple circles in each direction and then eventually re-extend the left leg long and forward fold left foot next to right. Once the feet are the foundation, take the hands and let them rest towards the ground. Whether they touch or not doesn't really matter. Inhale, half lift, hands to your shins. Lift up through the heart, and as you exhale, refold. Consider taking hands to opposite elbows here and gently swaying a little bit from side to side. So often in our day-to-day, we're moving through life, getting the tasks done, and we forget to slow down enough to pay attention. What can we do in this practice to slow down enough to pay attention? Releasing the hands heavy towards the floor, find a soft bend in the knees, and start to unfurl the spine. Come all the way up to stand tall, show the shoulders towards the ears, and release the shoulders down and away. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, cactus the right elbow, look to the fingertips. Breathe and reach the right arm up high, same idea. Bend the left elbow, look to the fingertips. Breathe in, both arms up towards the ceiling. Hinging at your hips, fold all the way forward. Inhale, half lift, and then refold for a moment. Some of you found your card at the front edge of your mat. That just lets me know if you're open to hands-on assist today. It can flip back and forth as much as you'd like, or can stay on no thanks the whole time. Inhale, half lift, lengthen spine. And as you exhale, bend the knees so hands touch down to something. And lift the left leg up and back. Soft landing in your lunge, as quiet as you can. And from here, lift the right hand towards the ceiling. And as the right hand lifts up towards the ceiling, can you encourage the left shoulder to slide down the back so that the collarbones have just a little bit more space. And then from that extra space, to see if you can create some length in the sides of the body. One last breath in here. And then as you exhale, both hands come down to the earth, one on each side of the foot. Step back to plank position. Pause in plank position for a breath. Then find your way to either tabletop or downward facing dog. Take a breath there. Then breathe in, come all the way forward to plank position, and mindfully lower all the way down to the earth. Squeeze the muscles between the shoulders, and as you inhale, lift the heart up away from the ground. And as you exhale, soften the heart back towards the earth. And take two more with your own breath. Inhale to lift and lengthen. And exhale to lower back down. And after the third time, when you lower back down, ground through the palms, curl the toes under. Find your way back to your home base, whatever that happens to be. Is it tabletop or downward facing dog? Take a moment there so that the backs of the legs get a bit of length. Breathe in and breathe away. On your next exhale, no matter what version you're taking, find your way back to tabletop shape. And once the knees are down towards the earth, the left foot pivots out wide, the right leg steps back, so you're in a side plank version facing the elephant side of the room. Once you find that space, press the outer edge of your back foot down, cactus the top arm, and then reach through the fingertips. Somehow connect that to your breath. And if you enjoyed the freedom of movement on the other side, start to explore that movement with this arm. Giving yourself the permission to bear witness to your own experience. Eventually, both hands come down to the floor. The right toes are tucked on the ground. Three-legged downward facing dog, left leg lifts up and back. Once the left leg is lifted, open up through the hip. Love that I'm saying versions in tabletop instead of downward facing dog. Make a couple of circles with your left knee. And then eventually re-extend the leg. Knee comes in towards the nose, round into yourself. Leg goes back, breath in. And step the left foot all the way forward between the hands. You choose, blocks or no. Inhale, straighten as your front leg. Exhale, bend into the knee. I'm always surprised when I'm moving in this way that one leg feels really different than the other. The reminder in my own experience that even though we look pretty symmetrical, the inside of our bodies are working really differently depending on our own patterns. The way our feet touch the earth, the sides we sleep on, all these little moments. Eventually ground into the left foot, bent knee in the front leg. Lifting to standing splits, that's relatively lazy. And once you're in that relatively lazy standing splits, bend your lifted leg and make some circles in both directions with the lifted leg. After a few circles in each direction, we extend the right leg back behind you. Forward fold, right foot next to left. Stable through both feet. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold the heart back down. Breathe in, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. And as you exhale, soft or closed eyes, hands rest at the heart. And with either eyes closed or soft, make a choice. Do your feet stay grounded, or do you lift the heels away from the floor to explore a little bit of balance? With eyes closed, it'll be more challenging. Heels start to slowly lower towards the earth. If you're exploring that, do two more just like that. Breathe in, lift the heels, and exhale, lower the heels. If you're choosing to keep the feet grounded, let the breath still be fluid. Eventually, we all have grounded feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, interweave the hands behind you at the low back. I had like 5 words trying to come out at the same time there. Squeeze the muscles between the shoulders, widen the heart, big breath in. And then hinging at your hips, flow forward. Hands might lift off the low back. They might not. Curl your chin in towards your chest. Give yourself a little bit of time to nod head yes and shake head no. Especially for those of us who kind of hug the shoulders up towards the ears, sometimes the muscles in the neck get a little bit stiff. Let's take one more breath here. Then use your inhale to lift up part way, and exhale, lower the hands down towards the floor. Once the hands are grounded, lift the right leg up and back, and soft landing into your lunge. Once you find your lunge, the left hand starts to lift towards the ceiling. Widen across the heart. Same idea here on the right shoulder. What does it feel like to let the right shoulder slide down the back? And then from that foundation, the left hip pulls back as you get longer in the side bodies. Take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, the hand comes down towards the earth. Inhale to plank position, and now you have some choices here. You're welcome to go directly to something like downward facing dog or child's pose. You're also welcome to move through something like a vinyasa. What feels right to you in this moment in time? Coming back to this idea that as we notice all of the aspects of self that keep us moving and breathing, and the uniqueness of our own individual ecosystem within our body, we have the opportunity to notice, to care for ourselves in our own individual ways. In about 3 breaths, we'll start again from downward facing dog. So making a choice of downward facing dog or tabletop pose, and we'll go from there. From that shape, inhale, lift the right leg up and back. The knee comes towards the left armpit or elbow, underneath the body. Look towards the left just for a moment, see what that feels like. Then re-extend the right leg back behind you. Step the right foot forward between the hands. And swivel the back heel down at 45 degrees. So we're headed to warrior one. Once the back heel's grounded, inhale, sweep both arms all the way up and overhead. Just make sure it's right foot forward. We've got a couple of options in the room. So for my sake, please, everybody have right leg forward. Cactus the elbows, lift up through the heart. Then breathe and reach both arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Twist to the right, right hand goes back, left hand goes forward. Now with warrior one, the back heel down, there's less movement available. So only twist as much as feels okay. Inhale, both arms lift all the way up towards the ceiling. Breath out, airplane the arms back, send the heart forward at an angle, as if from the back heel to the crown of the head is one long line. Now either explore grounded here, or explore lifting from here so that the back leg starts to float up and back. Whatever choice you've made, eventually we're coming to standing at the front of the mat, both arms lifted towards the ceiling. So the feet ground, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Breath out, cactus the elbows, lift through the chest. Inhale, the arms lift up high. And breath out, hinge at your hips and fold all the way forward. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Breath out, hands find something, earth or block. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, soft landing into your lunge. Right arm lifts towards the ceiling, breath in. And find a wide-legged fold as you breathe out, face the window side of the room. Adjusting so that all the toes you have face the window. Feet are parallel, which might mean that you need to adjust one foot or the other. And once you find your wide-legged fold, take a deep breath and pull into the fingertips so that the chest is parallel-ish to the floor. With the hands still on the earth, which might mean bending in the knees a lot, bend into left leg a lot. Right leg stays straight-ish. Then come back through center and bend into the right. And we'll just explore moving from side to side a couple of times. One of the times that you bend the right knee, let that be the last one. Find a wide-legged fold at center. Push down through the inhale. Sweep the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Come up to stand, still in a wide-legged shape. And right foot forward, warrior two. Bend into your right knee, take the arms up. Breathe in, straighten the front leg, bring both arms all the way up and overhead. And as you bend the knee, bring the hands down the center line towards the heart. Breathe in, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Softer closed eyes as hands settle towards the heart. One more time like that. We'll settle into this warrior two with hands at heart and just pause it for a moment. Let your attention arrive to something that exists within your own ecosystem. Your breath, the sensation in your right arm. Bless you. Now come back in. Inhale, take the arms long. Settle the legs into the shape just for another breath. Then inhale, reverse warrior, right arm sweeps all the way up and back. Spiral the hands down to the floor, one on each side of the front foot. And step back to plank. Stay there. You can move through some other shapes. Know that in 5 breaths, we'll start in your beginning shape, downward facing dog or tabletop pose. You get to choose. Last breath in the shape that you've chosen. Then left leg lifts up and back. Breathe in. Knee goes across the body towards the right side. Look towards the right just for a moment. See what that feels like. Then re-extend 3-legged downward facing dog. And step the left foot all the way forward between the hands. Back heel comes down. Warrior one in the legs. Press through the back foot. Let that help you lift. Reach arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Breath out, cactus the elbows. Breathe in, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Breath out, airplane the arms back, send the heart forward. Explore grounding or explore flying, lifting the back leg up as you take the heart and the weight forward. Ground through left big toe as left outer hip pulls up. We all come to stand, both feet on the earth. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Breath out, cactus the elbows, lift through the heart. Breathe in, arms lift up towards the ceiling, hinging at your hips. Fold all the way forward. Breath in, half lift, lengthen the spine. Breath out, hands connect to something, some foundation, and step the right leg back into a lunge. Inhale, left hand lifts towards the windows or up towards the ceiling, really to face the windows. Then after a breath, come to a wide-legged fold, facing the elephant side of the room. All the toes you have come to this stretch. This time, though, in our wide-legged fold, take these fingers around the big toes and invite elbows to bend up towards the ceiling, encouraging the heart to sink towards the floor and the hip crease to lift up towards the ceiling. Really appreciate that I'm seeing a couple other versions when you know something needs to shift for your own body. One last breath here in the shape. Then slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Use your own stability from feet and core. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach tall. Left foot forward, warrior two. Bend into the front and take the arms off. And once you're here, warrior two, inhale, straighten the front leg, both arms come out towards the ceiling. Close the eyes and leg, hands come down to the heart as you bend into the knee. 2 more times, follow your own breath. Can you savor this breath? Every moment of it. Stay here for a moment. Find an inhale to reach the arms long. Exhale, sink into the shape just a little bit. Inhale, reverse warrior, left arm reaches all the way from the back. Breath out, spiral the hands down to the floor, one on each side of the front. Step back. We're meeting in child's pose, but how you get there is up to you. So if you want to go directly there, beautiful. If you have some movement before then, beautiful. I just heard a great sigh in child's pose. Hopefully that reminded everybody of the joy of comfort. I really love thread the needle from child's pose, but some people prefer from tabletop. So from either of those shapes, as you inhale, the left arm reaches to the left, and then thread the left arm under the right, left ear down towards the mat. If you've chosen child's pose, maybe the right arm wraps around towards the left. I see you do that in either, to be honest. One more breath where you are. And then the right arm goes forward again at the left. Just slide the left arm to meet the other. Both arms extended out. Same other side. Right arm now underneath the left. And you choose, is it tabletop or child's pose that you find this? And what about the left arm? The left arm did something different, start to bring the left arm forward. And slide the right arm to meet it, both arms extended long. Inhale, cow pose, so come all the way up, adjust the knees as you need. Exhale, cow pose, drop the belly, or rather round the spine up, spread the shoulder blades away. Breathe in, long neutral spine. And then from here, just like we did earlier, right foot comes out to the side, right knee stays as is. Left foot goes long to our side plank facing the window side of the room. This is a beautiful place to stay. Listen carefully. Press, or you could go a little further by pressing the left foot into the floor a lot, the extended leg. And maybe as you push into right hand and left foot, the bottom knee, the right knee lifts up and extends towards the window. This is just an option. So if you're like, absolutely no, keep it down. Eventually we're headed to three-legged downward facing dog. Right leg might go directly up and back as left hand touches earth. Once right leg is lifted, open up through the hip, take the heel towards the glute. Re-extend the leg back and knee towards nose, curl into yourself. Leg goes back, breath in, and step the right foot all the way forward between the hands. Inhale to warrior one, drop the back heel down, sweep both arms all the way up and overhead. Breath out, cactus the elbows, maybe sink a little bit deeper in the shape. Reach the arms up, and this time, as you airplane the arms back, interweave the hands behind you, widen through the heart. We'll find a melting warrior pose, or I was gonna say melting heart, but it's actually humble warrior here. So melt the upper body to the inside of the right thigh, curl your chin into your chest. If that's too far, keep the chest angled up, reaching through the fingers. For those of us who found the softer, humbled version of this shape, you'll meet the rest of us with our long spine, hands still interwoven, reaching back along the back thigh, widen the heart. So once you're here with the heart lifted, hands still interwoven, you could stay grounded or start to lift to your warrior three again. Stay active in the lifted foot as the heart reaches forward, reach the hands and the lifted foot back. Either both feet in the ground to standing or bring your left foot forward, both arms lift up towards the ceiling. If you chose to lift the knee, you might hug the shin up towards the arm just for a moment, but eventually both feet on the ground, everybody meets with the arms up and overhead. Softer closed eyes, bring the hands to the heart. Take a breath. Arrive back into your own landscape. Inhale, sweep both arms up and overhead. Breath out, hinge at your hips and fold all the way forward. Breathe in, half lift, lengthen the spine. Breath out, hands to earth. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Listen carefully. Once the left leg is lifted, bring knee behind knee, round your body in. Re-extend the legs, soften into your lunge or step back into your lunge. Inhale, the right hand lifts up towards the ceiling. Wide-legged fold towards the window side of the room. Breathe in, pull into the fingertips, feel the heart lift. And breath out, refold the heart. Press down through the feet, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Right foot forward, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And as you exhale, bring your left hand to your hip as the right hand comes down to either a block or the floor. And again, we'll either stay in a grounded variation, creating length in the spine, or take the weight forward so that all the weight goes into your right leg as the left leg. More intensity, right thigh lifts up as you get lighter on the right hand. Let the right hand lift as left arm reaches tall. Notice the breath, come back to breath. Whatever version you're in, we're headed back to warrior two. Find your way there, mindfully. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm lifts all the way up the back. Spiral the hands down to the floor as you exhale. You could head to a side plank, opening up towards the elephant side of the room. But whenever you're complete, meet me in child's pose. When you come back to child's pose, so let this be a moment of arriving back into your own self. If it's too difficult to find your way back to self in child's pose, what's a pose that allows you to connect to self? last breath here in this shape. Then when you're ready, lift to a tabletop shape. We're headed to our side plank facing the elephant side of the room. So pivoting your left foot wide and your right leg goes back, pressing the sole of the foot to the earth. Right hand lifts towards the ceiling. Check in with self. Check in with breath. Stay as you are, or push into your right foot and your left hand. And maybe the bottom knee lifts up. Maybe it extends forward. We're headed to three-legged downward facing dog with left leg lifted. So both hands come to the floor. Left leg lifts up and back, open up through hip to knee. Breathe in, extend the leg. Breath out, knee towards nose. Leg goes back, breath in. And step the left foot forward between the hands. Warrior one with the back heel down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Breath out, maybe a sigh out the mouth, cactus the elbows. Breathe and reach the arms up high. Breath out, when you sweep the arms back, interweave the hands behind you. But as you do, can you find the pinky that feels just a little less comfy on top? Widen the heart, and if you chose to go to Humble Warrior on the other side and would like to here, start to nestle the left arm to the inside of the left thigh. Curl the chin in so the back of the neck gets long. Take a few more breaths here. Then those of us who chose to find the humble version of warrior, keep the hands interwoven as you lift the heart again, creating the angle from the back heel, or rather the straight line from the back heel to the crown of the head. Then we either stay in the grounded version or swivel the back heel up and move to a warrior three with the heart reaching forward as the right foot pushes back. With either the right knee in towards the chest or both feet on the floor, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And if the right leg lifted, hug the shin in towards you. Eventually, both feet come down to the floor, both arms lift. Open mouth, sigh away, cactus the elbows. Breathe in, the arms lift high. Let this be a reset back to center as the hands come to rest at the sternum. How incredible of a design that we have the capacity to have a beating heart, lungs to take breath in, and a rib cage to secure our longevity. Is there somewhere else in the physical body that you can find gratitude for? It's never the pinky toe, is it? Take one more breath where you are. Then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Breath out, cactus the elbows look through the heart. Inhale, the arms lift up high. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold all the way forward. Breath in, half lift. Breath out, fingertips to the earth. The right leg lifts, soft landing into your lunge. Inhale, the left arm lifts up high. Breath out, wide-legged fold towards the elephant side. Breathe in, pull into the fingertips for the heart lift. Breath out, refold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand tall. Reach the arms towards the ceiling. Left foot forward, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm lifts up and back. Take the right hand to the hip as you take left hand to block or floor. Some of us might stay here finding length, and some of us might transfer the weight to the left leg so that the right leg can float into a half. I saw some really beautiful versions here, so please trust self to explore as you learn. Knowing that in the next breath or so, we're headed to warrior two. Stabilize in the shape. Inhale, reverse warrior, left arm lifts all the way up and back. Breath out, spiral the hands down to the floor, one on each side of the foot. Some of us step back to side plank. This time we'll be facing the window side of the room if you'd like. Some of us will go directly to child's pose. And if child's pose isn't your place, what place is? What allows you to find that sense of grounding within self. From our child's pose, lift up to a tabletop shape. And from tabletop shape, the left palm flips so that the thumb is in and the palm is facing your chest. Then press the back of the hand towards the earth. Rock gently forwards and back. If this is no sensation for you, what about bringing your thumb and your pinky together? Maybe before the age of texting, that can happen more easily. Shake out that hand. Same hand. Flip it so fingertips are pointing towards your knee, but the palm is down, thumb is out. A little easier. And then same idea, rock forwards and back just a little bit. Although if you like the other way better, please do it. And this one, sometimes to create a little more intensity, which some folks want, is let yourself sit back as if you're headed to child's pose, but keep your heart lifted and let the heel of the hand start to peel away from the floor while keeping the fingertips down. When you feel done with that, shake it out. Once that hand becomes the foundation, again, same other side. So start with palm facing up, back of hand pressing down, thumb in. Same idea, rocking forwards and backwards. And the thumb and the pinky to touch for more intensity. As you're ready, flip it around, palm down, thumb out. If you already did that version, then it's palm up. With a little bit more intensity here, hips go back as the heel of the hand starts to lift. Try to keep the finger pads down. And when we're done with that silliness, shake it out. Both hands become the foundation again. Take a deep breath in, lift up through the heart. Breath out, either stay in tabletop or go to downward facing dog. From either shape, right leg lifts up and back behind you. And bring the right knee towards the left elbow, look towards the windows. Now from here, extend your right leg out. Either keep the foot hovering or outer edge touches the earth. You want to take a side plank, left arm lifts. If you're like, I'm done with that, lower the right hip down to the earth. This is where we'll all meet. So if you chose a version of side plank with the leg lifted, eventually the right hip comes down to the floor. Activate through the right leg. The back leg can do whatever it wants. So mine likes to bend with with a bend. Now pull into the fingertips, lift up through the heart, and either stay here or start to fold forward. Some folks might be able to bring their chest all the way down to the floor. Some of us would prefer hands. Some of us would prefer elbows. Facing the front hip rather than the windows. So if you're facing towards the windows, rotate your chest so you're facing the front of the room. Leg stays as is. It's like pigeon, but with the right leg straight. Welcome to stay as is, or the left hand. It gets a little bit twistery, so listen carefully. Left hand towards right foot. Hug the leg in towards you as you send your heart towards the front of the room. Left hand, right foot, which is the one towards, the one towards the window. And the heart lengthens forward as you find a hold of the foot. More intensity still, the back leg starts to straighten, tuck the toes. Squeeze muscles between the shoulders, keep lengthening the spine. When you're ready to release, both hands under the shoulders to lift the heart. Rotate so that you're in a wide-legged shape. All you do is let both sit bones come down, both sets of toes point up towards the ceiling, so you'll be facing some way that direction. Push into the fingertips, lift up through the heart, big breath in. And as you exhale, fold the heart forward. Take 3 more breaths where you are. When you get to your third breath, walk your hands underneath the shoulders, lift up through the heart. Rotating towards the right shoulder, so towards the front of the room. Take both hands to the front of your mat again. Swivel onto your right hip. However you can tuck your left toes under. It's not always a very graceful experience. Slide the right leg up and back to three-legged downward facing dog. And then both feet come down to the earth. Breathe in, lift left leg up and back. Knee towards right elbow. If you took the journey of the side plank, take it again. Otherwise, the left foot comes to the floor, long towards the left side of the room, come to the left side. Take your time to get there if you're not quite ready, if you're doing other things. Facing the front of the room, the left leg is active, pull into the hands, lift up through the heart. Then fold the heart down. Whatever folding the heart down means. If you took some of the other explorations, give yourself a breath or so in this shape before inviting more depth in. Then some of us might add the peace finger hold or the holding the foot. Others of us might take a couple breaths, then extend the back leg straight, tucking the toes. Give yourself some time here. And if you happen to be one of the folks who feels a lot of intensity somewhere in the leg, the hip, the low back, can there be a moment of appreciation for what that intensity is teaching us? Teaching us where to tune in, where to pay attention. Where to love this body a little more. Eventually, bring both hands under the shoulders. Start to lift the torso just like before into a wide-legged shape facing some way this direction. Active through the feet, but this time, rotate your torso towards the right leg. Take one hand on each side of the right leg, lift up, and then fold over the right leg. If your body's saying absolutely not, what about bending the left knee? Does that give you a little more spaciousness? Two more breaths in this direction. Mindful, gentle with your body, come back up to center. Take a moment at the center. Maybe there's a little shimmy here, releasing out the imbalance. Then we'll go towards left leg. So adjust as your body asks you to look towards the left leg, one hand on each side, lift up, and then fold over left leg.
or so here. So inhale to come up. Let your left leg meet your right, so that you're starting to face the back of the mat. I had like a ton of other things I thought we were gonna do, and yet here we are. So before we go all the way down onto our back, just take a moment to sit up nice and tall. Take your right ankle on top of left thigh. If you would like more intensity in the outer hip, we've done a lot, but if you'd like a little bit more, options are bend the straight leg, keep your hands behind you, keep the heart lifted, or come to a double pigeon. Left ankle goes underneath right knee. If your body was like, I'm sorry, how does that hurt? Trust that knowledge, right? That's where our edge is today. There's a few of us who might have a forward fold. If there is, take it. If there isn't, trust where you are. Whatever depth you've found, start to find your way back up to a seat. If you folded, let both legs go long and stay the same other side. So now it's the left ankle over right. Maybe the bottom leg stays straight, maybe it bends. And maybe you find our double pigeon, the right ankle underneath left. When you're ready, come back up. That felt a little shorter, so if you're like savoring it, that's probably a good idea. But once both legs are unwound, find one of your blocks, bring it between your thighs, bend both knees so your feet are flat on the ground, and keep squeezing the block as you lower all the way down onto your back. We did do a lot on the outer hips, which can feel really good in the deep glute muscles, but can sometimes tweak the low back, the sacrum area. And so keeping the block between the thighs, bring the feet underneath the knees. Lift to a bridge pose. Either stay there or choose to move in and out of bridge pose. One of the times that you feel your sacrum rest down, if you chose to stay in bridge, start to come back. Move the block out of the way, gather both knees into your chest, and gently rock here a little bit from side to side. If you know your body needs legs up the middle of the room, take it. If your body needs twists, take them. If you're unclear about what the body needs here, stay as you are. Let this be enough. Change to less lighting, which means not lighting. And when you feel complete with whatever it is that you're doing to finalize the movement part of our practice, start to find your way to Shavasana, letting the legs go long, the arms rest beside you. Unless there's a different way that you get to find ease. Rolling onto one side, scooting up against a wall, the legs up the wall. Give yourself the opportunity to truly rest here. Know that I have my eyes on the space. I'm aware of what's going on. I have my eyes on the time.
Encourage your breath to deepen. And as your breath starts to deepen, let your attention travel to the tip of your nose as you feel breath arrive in. Follow its journey through your body. And as you feel the breath travel through the body, you might start to feel the outer edges of you more clearly, more defined. And as you start to feel the edges of you a little more defined, find little ways of inviting movement back in, like fingers and toes. Like the head rocking from one side to the other. And from those small ways of moving to eventually make it bigger, until the arms outstretch overhead and the feet press longer. Curling in on yourself to eventually roll over onto one side and pause there for a moment. Resting on your side, let the top arm place the hand on the top arm, let that hand place down on the floor. What would happen if you brought the same level of noticing that you found in this practice into the rest of your day? As you walked by a dandelion or a full garden, or when you hear the rain start. How might that change the way you walk this earth? Walk this life. Pushing into your palm, come all the way up to a seat facing the front of the room. With a long spine, shoulders soft, and breath wide. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up and overhead. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips, fold forward one last time in our practice together. So hands touch down on the earth. And invite a deep breath of gratitude in for yourself. For the time you took out of your day to be here, to explore your own body and to do so within community. Lift the torso up and bring palm over palm at the heart and let this gratitude fill this space. It is an absolute honor to be here with you this morning, to walk alongside you in this practice of yoga that is truly the path and walk of life. From my heart to each and every one of yours, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace within, peace surrounding, and peace throughout. Okay. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for those of you joining us online. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. If I haven't met you, my name's Cole. I normally don't bite, and I'd love to say hi to you out there. Next weekend, I'm running a little workshop thing, little longer extended practice. It's called Midsummer Night Flow to Melt. We're gonna do a little bit what I teach normally here, which is on Wednesday nights, a slower, gentler flow that leads into a lot of yin and eventually to some restorative, longer shavasana time. So 2.5 hours of bliss, maybe. So if you're interested in joining me for that, I would love to have you then. That's next Saturday. And otherwise, I will see you next time, whenever that happens. Thank you. And these little cards can, if I'm not up here, can just go in this little pile right here.
used to teach at Buckland's Fair.
I did.
Okay.
What's your name?
Amy.
I used to actually half own it.
I thought that was from the Freight Shop.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 years I used to go there. so I don't know
Oh,
if
nice.
it's around the
That
same
was the same
time.
time. Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I see you. What about you here? So, yeah.
This is
It's
fascinating.
That was an amazing sneeze. I loved it. I loved it. That was great.
My whole family does this.
I love it. I do this cough sneeze thing and it's like, you okay? I'm like, I feel amazing now. It's great.
Thanks for Commander was here. Sorry I forgot to end the class a few minutes ago. And